What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 50 of my Accutane adventures. We're just 2 weeks off of being an entire year. Now, before I started this video, I was thinking, what should I make this video about? Now, I could talk about where my face is, and honestly, we can go over that really quickly. My face is looking a lot better, but I am having just these slight bit of problems, like right here and right in between my eyebrows. I have these two little red marks. I don't know if you can see those, and I'm scared that those aren't going to go away by my competition. As you guys may or may not know, I'm competing on Saturday, which is in just a few days, so I'm really hoping that my face will be completely cleared up. You know, sometimes during the week you can feel like, oh, I have those little red bumps that are popping up, and then all of a sudden one day you're just like, whoa, my face is so clear. I'm hoping that Saturday is one of those days where I'm like, oh, my face is so clear. Anyways, like I was saying, I don't want to give you guys just updates because you guys pretty much know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say there's very little side effects. I'm saying my face is getting clear. I'm going to say that I hope I clear up by the end of this treatment. I'm going to say that I have another 2 to 3 weeks. And it's basically what you guys have heard. What I want to talk about, though, instead of that is my summary of my entire journey on Accutane. Because recently I've been getting a lot of comments where people are like, they're just giving their opinions. They're weighing in on what they think about Accutane, and it's my turn to weigh in on mine. Some people are saying, oh, you guys should never take Accutane because I took it and then this tragic thing happened. Or people are saying that, oh, I took it and then it was the best thing ever. So I just want to give you guys my summary. So let's start from the beginning. Now, I started lifting at 15 years old, and that was about 7 years ago, a little over 7 years ago. And at that point, I just had a little bit of acne, just a little bit. But then I started lifting, and as I was going through puberty, as I was eating these excessive amount of calories compared to what I was eating, and as I was lifting, I was starting to get more and more acne, basically just from the hormones and from lifting and eating, right? Now, as I got older, of course, the years went by and I was getting older in high school. It got worse and worse. By the time I was a senior, I definitely had a lot of acne. I was one of the guys who people would be like, oh yeah, that's the kid with acne. I was one of those acne kids, which kind of sucks to be labeled as one of those acne kids that people are like, oh yeah, you want to see someone with a lot of acne? Go talk to Brian. But I will say that I never ever let acne stop me from doing anything. I went to every football game, every dance, everything that I ever wanted to go to, and I never worried. I would look in the mirror. I'd look in the mirror and I'd be like, wow, there's 3 really big ones right there. And then I'd be like, well, what shirt am I going to wear? Who am I going to go to the football game with? Let's go. Definitely, I was not as confident as I am now, but I can say indefinitely that I was never afraid of my acne. I was never allowing my acne to stop me from doing anything, and I just don't want anyone else to ever have that happen to them. You should never let it stop you. So I was about 18 years old when I was graduating high school, and at that point my acne was pretty bad. But then when I was 19, 20, 21, it got progressively worse because my hormone production was naturally increasing as I was turning more and more into a man. I still don't think I've hit my, my manliness. I don't think I've gotten to the point where my natural testosterone is as high as it is going to be. But as I was getting older, my acne was getting worse as I was eating more calories and working out more. So everything, again, was just compacting and increasing the amount of acne that I had. Now, by the time I was 21 years old, you guys have seen this before. Those of you who have been following me for the entire year, my face was just covered. What you might have referred to, which is really condescending, as a pizza face or a crater face, which I still get to this day with the amount of acne that I have now. I still have people commenting. I had someone comment yesterday and was just like, ew, dude, you should stop the steroids. Your face looks like a Ebola infested something or other. Something like that. And I was just like, wow. Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I'm not going to have a worse day or something, but it just blows my mind that someone sat behind a keyboard, put their fingers on the keyboard, and looked at someone putting themselves out there for people, putting themselves out there to help people nonetheless, not being cocky. If I was being cocky, maybe I understand your hate comment, but it's like I'm just trying to help people. And then I think about this person going behind the keyboard and they're just like, yeah, look at this guy trying to help people. Yeah, fuck him. I hope he has a horrible day. What a piece of Ebola-infested, oozing shit. And me and my brother always read these comments, and we're always like, what's the intention of this? Like, what is the end goal of this? Does he think that I'm going to read that comment and then get super depressed and go kill myself or something? Or I can't even come up with ideas of what the intention might be because it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, getting sidetracked again, so I was about 21 years old, and I had tried to get on Accutane the year before when I was 20, but what happened was I went in there for blood tests, and then when they tested me, they decided that they wanted another test. I went in to do that test, and then for some reason that test didn't go through, so they wanted me to do another test, and at this point I was just like, you know what? I don't even think I can get on Accutane. It seems like you guys don't want me on Accutane, so I just decided, nah, screw it. Whatever, I'll just try to fix the acne myself. So over the course of the next year, I tried even more remedies, even more home remedies, and even more like gels and all sorts of topicals and all these different strategies, acne.org, all these different things, and none of it worked for me at all. None of it. Nothing helped. And then I was 21 years old, and I had built this sweet physique, well, at least, you know, something that's admirable, or at least something that I can help other people to achieve, and no one cared. And I was making these videos, and I had the structure going down. My channel was, I feel like, a good landing pad for people to go to, look at the content, and then subscribe and watch and come back. But I guarantee that a good portion of those people looked at my video, left immediately, and they were like, oh, this kid's on steroids, or oh, this kid has too much acne for me to want to watch, whatever it is. And it sucks that that's how the world works, but that's the way that media sets everyone up. You know, you see all these big muscular guys from the time that you're born, you know, you're watching TV and movies and you're like, oh, those guys are so big, and no one I know looks like that, and everyone that I've seen that looks like that is on steroids, so anyone with muscle is on steroids, and if you have acne and any semblance of muscle, you're on steroids. So immediately, any good information, any good content, any good time I put, any work and effort I put into any videos is just dismissed by, I'd say, probably like 40% of the population, just because they'll look at the screen and they'll be like, oh, too much acne, I'll move on to the next guy. Which is just terrible, especially since this is what I want to do with my life. I love helping people. Video production is a massive passion of mine that I just absolutely love. And it was so discouraging to me that my efforts were not being received as well as they could have, just simply because of my genetic acne, something that I couldn't even control. So I decided to try and get on Accutane again. This was probably about 10 months after the first time I tried to get on Accutane. Now I finally got accepted for Accutane. So happy. Then I started my week 1. I was like, alright guys, I'm super excited to start week 1, although the first week was not as charismatic as now, as the composure was not there. I was like, hey guys, I'm really excited for week 1. Even though inside I was like, yes, let's do this. And I knew that the IB, the initial breakout, was going to be so bad. I had heard about it so many times, but I was prepared for it. So I went on week 1 and I was like, let's get the acne worse. Let's watch my face get just terrible. And we went and we went and we went. And it didn't get too much worse, although it was already pretty damn bad, until about like 8, 9, 10 weeks in. Then it got really bad. I'm talking cystic nodules, like big planets all over my face, big holes, lots of little whiteheads, tons of blackheads, just like someone had thrown pebbles all over my face and it had all absorbed into my face, just everywhere. And this continued for so much longer than an initial breakout usually lasts on Accutane. It went until about week 32 or so, until my face even started to get any better. And while this was a little bit discouraging because I wanted to have my face clear up, this was also something that I looked at about 20 weeks in and I was like, you know what? This is actually an opportunity, a privilege that I'm being given by my bad genetics to help other people who have the same type of severe acne. Because there's people who go on Accutane who have acne, and then there's people who go on Accutane because they need to, because they have really bad acne. And I was glad that I was one of those people that had really bad acne, and my acne took a long time to cure up. It's still not completely cured. This way people can watch my videos and be like, oh man, his didn't clear up till week 40. I'm okay. I'm on week 20 and I was scared that my Accutane wasn't working. It's okay. It's just going to take a long time. I'm more like this guy than this guy. So like I said, as I was going more and more into the weeks of Accutane, I was realizing and learning more about myself and my own passion to want to help people. I never realized how badly I wanted to help people. Of course I wanted to help people with training advice and getting swole and getting shredded and losing fat and keeping themselves safe and stuff, but I never realized how deeply I love helping people. When people like message me, or when people talk to me face to face and they're like, hey man, I've been watching your Accutane videos since the very beginning, and I used to always have this trouble with going outside when I had a big cyst on my face, but now I don't. You are the reason for that. And that's just like so much more rewarding than anything I could ever name. So as Accutane is going on, I'm learning this about myself, that I want to help people, and I'm catering myself so that I can help more people. My videos have become a very distinctive style over the course of this year of Accutane, because I've learned more and more each week about myself and what my style is and how I enjoy structuring my content to be the most entertaining and helpful way that I can present anything for you guys. So that brings us to today, week 50. My face is almost completely cleared. I'd say I have about 10% of the blackheads that I had before. Almost my entire cheeks are clear of blackheads. Almost no zits, no whiteheads on my cheeks. I do have 2 or maybe 3 zits or bumps on my forehead, and I probably have about 20% of the blackheads that I had before on my forehead left. And my doctor has basically said that in about 2 weeks from this point, I'm gonna be cleared up. And my doctor has basically said in about 2 weeks, there's not gonna be a way for him to justify me being on Accutane still. Now, I'm not completely sure I agree with him. I do feel like my face is not completely cleared up, and I actually feel like that if I stop at week 52 and then I go, you know, eight weeks without Accutane, by that 8-week mark, we're gonna see that my face is actually breaking out again. I'm thinking, but I'm not hoping that. I really hope that that doesn't happen. But I'm just thinking that based off of what I've seen in the past going through this Accutane and just being a realist. So we'll see how this journey goes after Accutane. But even if I get acne back again, even if some comes back, whatever, it's not something that we have to worry about. Like, it's something that you can live with. It's something you can still be a person. You can still produce whatever it is that you like producing. You can still follow your passions, anything that you want. You don't have to be bogged down by acne. And I wanted to be the guy to show you that. And I want to still be the guy to show you that. That any hardship that you have, whether it's acne or anything at all, this competition, anything, you can look at it in a positive way and be positive in the way that you actually deal with the situations that you're given. So all in all, I'm actually extremely grateful that I had this problem in my life where I had so much acne from all the way up from 15 until 21 was when it was building and building and building up. And I know it's weird to be thankful for something that was actually, you know, a little bit inhibiting in my earlier life when I didn't really know how to deal with it, but it gave me such an opportunity to help people. And that alone was something that I would pay for. You know, I would pay for the ability to have acne so that I could fix it and allow myself to help other people deal with their self-esteem issues, deal with their own acne, help them with whatever life issues there are, because it's all relatable. And like I said, I was just so grateful that I had the ability to go through a hardship and demonstrate how to go through it in such a positive way. That way other people could follow my example. And you know, we can make this Accutane thing, it's a little bit less stressful. I know it's still very stressful. I know like a lot of your friends are still going to be talking about you and stuff, but at least this way you can have a different perspective, a different lens to look through all this. Alright guys, that is the video for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are the most amazing support, especially in this last week before contest. This is the week that I'm just really loving and trying to absorb as much positivity from the comments and from the Instagram comments and Twitter comments and likes and all this stuff as I possibly can, because all that positivity just fuels me to have an even better time. You know, I'm going into this competition and I was so stressed, and then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I have 18,000 people who all want me to succeed. All of them just want to see me have a good time, try my hardest, and then come in as best that I can on stage. They don't care if I win or lose. You guys just want me to do well. So it's been really encouraging to realize that and then just really focus myself on all the positivity that you guys are just beaming towards me. Alright guys, that is the video for today. There's a lot of super great content coming out this entire week, especially since the contest is coming up on Friday and Saturday. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow for Tasty Tuesday so you can see my entire day of eating, see what I'm eating this contest week, this peak week of prep, and then also make sure that you tune in Friday and Saturday so that you can see all the vlogging footage. I know someone said don't say vlogging, all the vlogging footage of the contest, which I'm sure is just going to be so much fun. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Team Beyond the Week, Big J.
Lift heavy or die Irish!
Yeah!